Good morning and welcome to KRQE News This Morning. I'm Elizabeth Alvarez.
And I'm Matt Morrow. Hope you're having a great start. Coming up on 6:30 on this Friday, the 22nd day of November. Winter weather is the big story this morning. Take a look at the bottom of your screen. More than a dozen schools are closed or delayed right now. This includes East Mountain High School on a 2-hour delay, Estancia Municipal Schools on a 2-hour delay, and Edgewood Moriarty Schools also on a 2-hour delay. The rest of them are running on the bottom of the screen, even during the commercials. So you know, all APS schools are going on as scheduled this morning.
Yes, we are all over this winter storm that has arrived. We have team coverage this morning with our News 13's David Romero, who is live out in the East Mountains. Samantha McDonald is live in Santa Fe. But first, we are going to start with meteorologist Kristen Van Dyke, who is in the Weather Center. She's been tracking this storm pretty much from the get-go. Kristen, what is the very latest? Where's this thing at?
Good morning. I'm going to let you look right here, looking from our HD roof cam. You can see it's shaking in the wind and a very cloudy starting up in the Sandias. We do have some snow there from some of the showers that moved through last night. In fact, 3 inches of snow up near Sandia Park. So Albuquerque, we got a little sleet, but because these winds are so strong, it's actually shielded us from a lot of the precip. So as far as the roads go, maybe a few icy spots from some of the rain that came down and sleet that came down earlier this morning as temperatures are below freezing on those overpasses. But otherwise, the wind, the big story. Winds are coming in from the east, sustained between 30-35 miles an hour, gusting up near 46 miles an hour. Here's how things will play out today in Albuquerque. Mostly cloudy all day. Winds are not going to let up until we get into the evening hours. So windy day today. Winds gusting up near 50 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low 30s, and we're going to have a tough time trying to get out of the mid 30s today. Highs today staying mainly in the mid 30s, but with the wind, it's going to feel like it's in the teens and 20s all day long. We may see some spotty precip here and there. We're talking a mix of sleet and snow as we go through the afternoon, but our precip chances here in the metro area are going to be pretty slim today. However, that's not going to be the case as we go into the weekend. Right now, most of the snow, of course, up in the northern part of the state, up in the northern mountains, still coming down there, of course, northeast New Mexico, dealing with that as well. Winter storm watches have been issued, though, for the second half of the system. This is just the setup right now, and we do already have very rough conditions up north, but the winter storm watches include Albuquerque, and that starts this afternoon and continues all the way until Sunday night, where we can see accumulating snow here in the metro area. I'm going to have the details in your forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And here's a live look at nmroads.com. You can see driving conditions up near Las Vegas is a little dicey right now. On I-25, there are difficult driving conditions between Roe and Raton. The road is snow-packed and icy. Of course, we're keeping an eye on these roads for you, and we'll continue to bring you updates throughout the morning. Just please be very careful out there because it is quite a mess.
All right, as we mentioned, the roads are slick out there. One of the hardest hit areas up on I-25 is going to be north of Santa Fe. That's where News 13 Samantha McDonald has been out all night long. Good morning, Sam.
Good morning, Matt. It is very breezy out here. There's no more snow at the moment, but it was a very different picture earlier. The storm started at about 11 p.m. last night. We got out here on the roads about 2:30. They were very wet, and that's something to watch out for today. Take a look at this video we got earlier. We were driving up I-25 outside of Santa Fe on the old Las Vegas highway. The roads are packed with snow and very icy. Also, we ran into a semi-truck driver that needed to get towed after getting stuck in the snow. He just lost control and had to pull over there. The semi-truck driver says the first snow of the season is always the worst, and he wished snowplows had been out earlier. As for the tow truck driver, he's expecting a long day ahead of him.
A few cars and vans sliding off the road, but it's gonna get worse as the morning comes and traffic starts flowing more.
State police say the storm brought in about 5 to 6 inches of snow, and as temperatures drop, the roads are going to get dangerous. So be careful when you head out today. Back to you.
No, okay, very good advice there. Thank you, Sam. Stay warm, be safe out there. Roads are also getting slick and snowy out in the East Mountains, particularly I-40 as you go east of Albuquerque. So we sent News 13's David Romero out to Cedillo Hill. He has the latest out there. And David, it looks like one of the biggest problems out there is just the wind and the cold, man.
The wind and the cold, that's exactly right, Matt. You know, the last reading that we have temperature-wise out here is 22 degrees. Factor that in with the wind, and they're showing a wind chill of 4 degrees out here. Not 40, not 34, 4 degrees, and you can sure feel it on your face out here if you're out here. Now, check on the ground right now. You can see that there is a dusting of snow That's the same with the whole situation out here in the East Mountains. You can see the traffic is flowing eastbound and westbound on I-40. It's not slick at this time, but that's going to be a different story as the temperatures continue to drop throughout the day and throughout the night. It just looks miserable out here. It feels miserable out here. If you don't have to be out here, of course, stay home, and of course we want to pass along that warning to drivers that you need to watch your speed when you're driving out here, because the winds, they have calmed in the last hour hour or two that we've been out here. But again, when those pick up later, it's not good that, it has a tendency to make the vehicle sway and you're going to overcorrect. And that's when rollovers happen. That's when accidents happen. And of course, that's when, it causes a lot of trouble. So take your time if you're going to go anywhere today, especially tomorrow when the roads are going to get wet over the course of the day and slick over the course of the night. And bundle up if you have to be out in this kind of weather. Back to you guys.
Very good advice, David. Thank you very much. Be sure to stay right here with KRQE. We continue to follow this wintry weather throughout the morning and throughout the day. You can also log on to krqe.com for the very latest.
All right,